Welcome to the Bearded Show, everybody. I guess it's Bearded Show, whatever you want to call it. Okay, tonight we're going to shipwreck a chop 2. I've cleaned up one side already. I'm about to clean up the other side. These definitely come out really nice once you clean them up. This is what they look like when I get them. Not ugly knives by no means. This one's a bar lock. This one's a button lock. That's the only difference. Plus, it has the copper mascus on it, not the like the regular blade on it. This is the regular blade. That's the copper mascus. That's just basically taking steel, putting a piece of copper on it, then putting another piece of steel over it, so that way you have that blade edge. But that's the beautiful knife that I am doing for a customer. I love these knives. They're absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I got this one cleaned up really well. I got it all cleaned up. It's ready to rock and roll, and it'll be going into the solution soon. So we're going to work on this one here, get it all cleaned up, and do the process so y'all can see how it goes. I am watching a Whatnot show as I'm doing this, just so I have background noise. So if you hear that, that's what that is. And all I'm doing is taking off the protectant coating off of this and that patina that's already on there. That really can mess up a shipwreck if you're doing one. These are hootie hoos. Look at the difference on it already. Like, it don't take long to really make these look nice. Once I have the garage, it's 0 degrees right now. Wind chill of negative 14, I believe. It's definitely cold out there. So once I have access to my garage, I'll be doing that out there, doing this out there. But till then, I'm in my studio that I do my podcast in and my selling of my knives in, which ain't a problem. I don't mind sitting in here. This is just a dusty little mess when you're doing it, because you have to clean out every little nook and cranny, clean it off, and then don't mind the cussing in the background if you hear it just the same. That's just the Whatnot guys. And if you guys want to do any, if you guys want to go into Whatnot and buy any knives, we sell knives. There's actually a bunch of us out there that do them. We'll be more than happy to accommodate you on that. If you're not already a member, we can also give you a free $15, so that way it'll make your first purchase a little bit easier and not so painful. Your first purchase is always the best purchase, I think. But I will say, to this day, I don't remember what my first purchase was. I started into the Whatnot selling storage units. I would buy storage units. As you could tell in my previous videos, I bought a bunch of storage units, and that was a flop. Like, doing that by yourself is just a real pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot that goes into doing them. Like, buying them's fun, going through them's fun. The work isn't so fun, especially if you're one that's like 5 hours away. You don't expect a unit to be like 30 feet long and stacked to the roof. But you get there and it's like 5 truckloads. You have 2 trucks with 2 trailers, and boat trailers are packed full, and I mean it's definitely a pain. Renting U-Hauls would probably be easier, but when you're doing it, you try to keep your costs down, because if the more your cost is down, the more money you make in the long run when you're selling the items. So I mean, it's not a bad. I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I know I see people that are making a killing off of that. I'm not gonna say names on here. I don't know how that works, but there's sellers that have YouTube channels that they're buying units and then going online and selling them on whatnot, and that's what I tried. And I'll tell you, the unit people are probably the stingiest people there are. They only like to pay $2 or $3. It don't matter how new something is or how nice something is. But they will definitely avoid paying the most as possible. They will pay the least amount as possible. So, but I'll tell you, I've made a really good career out of selling knives and working on knives. Being a knife smith is not a bad career if that's something that somebody's into. It's definitely not a bad path to go down, but definitely learn your knives. Definitely learn your stuff, because if you don't, there's a good chance that you can really screw something up, or it'll just cost you a whole new knife. Like this knife, if I were to screw this up, it'd cost me probably $200 to buy this new. So, and this is all the parts. This is the frame to it. You got your bearings, you got your knife blade, and everything else is right here. So, definitely, if you're into it, do your due diligence, and definitely, by golly, I mean, definitely do your research and buy yourself a couple knives, and do some cheap knives. Do cheap knife tear parts and put them back together and get them to where you like them. That's what I do. Well, that's what I did at first, and then I got into the learning aspect of it, and now I'm considered a professional, I guess. But it's just like anything. You get out of what you put into something. So, by all means, don't be afraid to learn something, because, and this is just plain old acetone, y'all. I'm just taking a wire brush here, and I'm going over it with a wire brush to get all the little nooks and crannies, because when you're doing shipwrecks, you don't want no protectant from when they do it from the factory. And I'll tell you now, doing them myself is way better than factory. Not tooting my own horn, but like, I like to do every aspect of the shipwreck. I don't like the factory. It looks like somebody just took like light blue spray paint and spray painted the knife, the scale, and that to me looks cheap. I like to make it look like it was down in the ocean, and certain things, like you get dirt that covers part of the knife, so that won't get as patinaed as an exposed piece, and I like to mimic that. That's what I'm about. So, to each their own. I get paid good money to do it my way because I'm good at what I do. So, uh, and it also comes down to preference. As a knife owner, if you like the factory stuff, by all means, don't let it stop you. Don't let me stop you saying what I'm saying just to, you know, do it this way. Uh, if you like factory work, by all means, do it that way. If you don't like factory work and you like the natural look, hire somebody like me to do the work for you, or you can learn how to do it yourself. So, with that being said, uh, this is a great little thing to learn if you like doing knife projects. I like doing knife projects. This is fun to me. Oh man, I hope I didn't get a hole in my glove. Okay. Oh, I did. Um, I have my office set up perfectly so that way I know what is what and where is where, you know, and my garage is the same way. So, uh, these are the scales, you know. This is what the scales look like when they're done. Nice, cleared off. Like I said, I like doing them my way. This is what they look like when I get them. This is what this is what they look like when I'm, you know, getting ready to put them in a solution. So, like I said, it's to each their own. That's a beautiful knife. This one I'm going to be doing last because of room in my solution bucket. But these ones are done. These ones are done. I'm going to do this other chop 2. It is the chop 2, uh, the copper hammered, the hammered copper on this one. And this one does not take much at all to do. So this one, same blade as this one, button lock, does not have a, like these ones here have the 45 auto, which is freaking awesome. But these are titanium up here, so you don't take that part apart. Oop, bits are flying everywhere. Oop, wrong one. Okay, let me get my correct bit. And you'll see too whenever I do the video when I put it back together, like how this all goes back together. It's super, super simple, but I do my due diligence, and somebody trusts me enough to send me their knife to tear apart. I take my time and I put it back together the right way. As you, this is the copper piece that's coming off. I like these little tinker trays that I call them tinker trays. I like them because you can separate all your pieces. Like this one has all the pieces for this knife. This knife will go to that spot only. This one goes for this one and this one because there's more parts to it. So I will set this up here with my other knives, and I will take this and clean it up. Again, like what I do is I clean off a little bit of this, and then I'll put it in acetone so that way it dries up, like the patina that's on there, and it clears off a little bit of the clear coat that they put on it at the factory. I'll take a wire brush and I'll scratch it up a little bit. Alright, like that. So, then I'll take my hootie hoo. And you see how much easier it comes clean. Like this is something I wouldn't take a piece of sandpaper across because it's such a fine copper. So that's the difference in them. Like you see already. And I will say too that hootie hoos are probably the best thing that you can clean up with. This side has a buffer pad on it, so like if I were to buffer this up after I was done cleaning it up, like say I can grab this knife here that I got. I got this little case knife, and if these were like little tarnished up, I take a hootie hoo, clean it up, and then I'll take this end of it, buff it, and then they come out mirror finish every time. So hootie hoos are a great little thing to have. I'm definitely gonna be looking into buying way more of them. I just don't know exactly where to get them at. Looking them up online, I guess they're not exactly called hootie hoos, but the people that use them on a daily call them hootie hoos. And that's the great cleanliness of this one. That's why I love my job, because number one, who gets to say they play with some beautiful knives on a daily basis? You know. Number two, who gets to say that they take a great knife and somebody pays them to better their knives. They trust you with their knives. And if you're interested in doing knife talk with Bearded, I'm Bearded. If you're interested in doing knife talk with Bearded, uh, being a, like if you would like to be interviewed or anything like that, leave a message in the comments, and I'll get you on the show and we can talk knives. You know, uh, beautiful little slab. Uh, I'm so all about having multiple people on. I don't care who it is. I will be more than happy to take on a couple people. You know, I can have a multiple talk way with like 3 people, 4 people. I'm okay with that, because that's that's going up for debate then. You know, and debating people on knives and hearing people's just different aspects of them. You know, that's what we're about. The knife community isn't something that we're not all one-sided. You know, everybody has their own opinion, and that's what I love. And if you would like to be part of it, please, by all means, drop a line, drop a comment in there, and I will definitely get back to you ASAP. I get a different hootie hoo here, because the other one's pretty full. I should probably throw it away, but I like to use them until you can't use them no more. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Like, look at the difference of it. And that's pretty much what you have to do to get these ready. There's definitely some work to it. So we're cleaned up. So, and the next part will be, and again, this is all preference. You know, this is strictly preference. There's no right way or wrong way of doing this. The concoction that I use is not everybody's preference, and I'm not going to get into that because I like to keep some things a secret. So, but there it is. These are ready to go into the solution as well. So, um, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back with some of the stuff. And I'm back. Alright, y'all. Like I said, everybody has a different way of doing this. You do not want your knife parts laying directly in a solution. You know, okay, and yes, I use an ice cream bowl, but for good reason, I promise. But the more it's off the solution, the better. I use the same solution over and over again. It seems to really help keep the stagnant of it, like the potency is stronger, I guess you'd say. But the solution is blue whenever I'm done. I'm always aiming for, like, see, I'm going to show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like on the inside of it. So, with that being said, I take my parts and I will lay them flat in here. Because what you're trying to do is get it to condensate, you know what I mean? Like, the condensation is the part that you're shooting for. I will give away one secret on how you do this. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you don't use a lot of this, but I use just enough of sea salt. Once I find what I did with it, I have to. All right, and you know, like I said, there's a lot of speculation on how to do this, and I've had people bitch and say, you know, I use too much. I get the old McCormick grinder, and I get the. I'll show you the salt that I use here in a second, but I make sure the whole the whole surface is covered because the solution and the salt is what creates the shipwreck effect, you know. And it don't hurt if it gets around it, so that's how it looks. And then all I do, you want to make sure this is sealed because the vapors are pretty rough off of that. And then I set it over a hot area, and that gives you everything. So, and like I said, this is the sea salt adjustable grinder, the McCormick one. I've never used this for any food. It's always been for shipwrecking. So, but that's how I shipwreck. Once and as I check it, I will be adding to it. So, uh, y'all stay tuned. I'll have a couple videos here and there. Like I'll have like checking up on my shipwreck and finalizing shipwreck, and then putting together of my shipwreck. So, if you can, please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and let's grow this thing. I mean, I'm trying to become educational for a lot of people. I do a lot of anodizing. I do a lot of shipwrecking. Like, I was thinking about doing a coin as well. That'll probably be on one of the episodes. And then, like I said, I'm going to be doing knife talk with Bearded. So tune in. I hope everybody has a great evening. I like I said, if you go on to Bearded Brothers, the Mafia part's not on there no more. It's just Bearded Brothers EDC. Same face and everything. And if you need any knife work done, by all means, give me a call. And if you want a free $15 to, surf whatnot and get your own stuff, it don't have to be on mine. It can be on any one. So scan that and go in there and apply, and you'll get your free $15. And I hope to see you guys on the show. I run almost every day. So y'all have a great day. I love y'all. Have a great night. See you soon.